And that's the bottom damn line, to be honest with you. There we go. Had to even it out. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Sip check. All right. See if we get up in here. What's today? 13th, Tuesday the 13th. Jared, what's going on, man? Two seed. I don't know if that's possible, to be honest with you. I don't think that we could get higher than the 5 at this point because the way the NFC is shaping out is kind of weird. Like, who knew the Eagles were going to be that good? Who knew the Vikings were going to have that record? Hey, Alicia Morgan, how you doing? Luke JC, what's going on? I'm gonna tell you right now. We're gonna get into it though. We're gonna have a good conversation about we got 4 games left. Four games left. Yeah. Terrence Jones, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. How you been? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Cedric Jones, what's going on? Big Dog, 3004. Don't like this playoff system. I liked it better when 2 teams were off on the bye week. I know it kind of messes things up, but to be honest with you, do you really want the Cowboys to be on the bye week? Jared said we're going to the Super Bowl. What's going on, Terrence, man? I appreciate you, big dog. Um, do we really want a bye week? Because yeah, Chris B, I think will be the 5 seed too. And I don't think we could get anything lower than the 5 seed. I'll explain that as we go along to the live stream and let more people slide into the chat though. But as far as that bye week goes, do you really want it? Because this Cowboys team is known for like not playing well after bye weeks. I don't think we necessarily need that bye week rest because they get undisciplined, they get unfocused, they go into games and they start playing slow. I mean, we're already starting games slow enough as it is. I just don't think it will behoove them to have that bye week. Now, it helps with injuries, but that's about it. Because outside it, you stepping out? Yeah. All right. Be safe out there. Uh, Choctaw, Montana, what's going on? We are too up and down, aggravating as hell. I know it is. It really is, and it's basically on who we're playing, right? Um, come on now, the Texans were 1-9 when we played them. Let's call a spade, right? This team came in there not prepared for what the Texans had. The Texans came in this game saying this. They know that they're eliminated from playoff contention. The Texans know that the Cowboys are cross-state rivals. So to them, this game meant everything. To the Cowboys, it just meant we're gonna win. That's how the Cowboys looked at it. Cowboys came in not saying that they were too cocky, but they just were kind of looking past them. And this is the same thing I kept saying in my past videos that you cannot look past any team in the league because if a team is has their mindset on winning, they are going to win. And the Texans came in with that chip on their shoulder. But shout out to Lovie Smith though for an awesome game plan. So we know that the blueprint to beat the Cowboys defense is already out there. Lovie Smith just put it together. That's all he did. He literally took the pieces from what he saw in the tape and he said, you know what, this is how we can combat this defense and we can stop Michael Parsons and we can slow down this pass rush. Because again, this is the only game this season that the Cowboys did not get a sack. The Cowboys did not sack the quarterback at all. And their game plan on using two quarterbacks was genius. It was genius. Oh, let me go back. I think I missed some people in the chat. Chris B playing Brady, even though his team sucks, still makes me a little nervous. Are they going to the playoffs? Because I mean, the way they lost yesterday, I don't know. David Jenkins, what's up, bro? Appreciate you in here. Look at the games crazy this past Sunday. Got videos on my channel. That's what's up, bro. Cowboys will either lose in the first round or make it to the Super Bowl. Hey, true. I hate to agree with that, but that's how it be. We haven't seen an NFC title game. When the last time we went to the NFC title game? When we went to the last Super Bowl, pretty much. No, I know they're 1-10-1 now, but they were 1-9 when we started the game. So like when you come in with a team like that they already know that they're not really playing for much. They're just basically playing for the chance to beat the Cowboys, the chance to take the Cowboys and just have bragging rights. Say, hey, we brought down the big powerhouse, whatever they believe about the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been the biggest upset of the season, and that would have been really frustrating for the fan base had we lost that game. And I we'll get into the game in a minute, but I just want to say that 98-yard drive at the end of the game for Dak Prescott was good, but it shouldn't have had to come to that though. Terrence Jones said, "Blue, you have been hearing McCoy speak for you." Yeah, that dude biased as hell. You already know. He's an Eagle. He's an Eagle. He's an Eagle ex-player, so he's gonna always talk about the Eagles. He was on there talking about those of you that didn't see it. Shady McCoy was basically on there talking about how Dak is overrated and Dak don't throw the ball deep, but Dak's deep ball percentage is quite higher than some of those other guys that we think that are elite, right? So I just don't understand why we have to keep using this narrative. It's really stupid. I ain't hating, but these Dak interceptions have to calm down. I agree with it, Chris. Can't have these in the playoffs. You can't. You can't. I will excuse him for some of them, but there are a few of them that Dak. I was like, Dak, why would you throw that? Like, I understand that he's trying to get aggressive, but I don't know what he's trying to prove. I think that he's letting the media get into his head because everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Dak is garbage. Dak can't." Y'all understand? These players hear all of this. They hear what the talking heads talk about him. They hear all of that. So no matter if they shut their own TVs off, their family member is gonna be like, because Dak's brother is full of drama. He gonna be like, hey, Dak, you heard what the motherfucker said about you, dog? Hey man, you need to go out there and throw that come on, you know that was a situation. So I just feel like Dak need to get out of his head and just play his game. And I understand he's hesitant on running the ball like he used to in his younger years because put yourself in Dak's situation when with that type of ankle injury. A lot of people are not even going to play football ever again because of it's a mental thing, right? So for him, the mental part about it is I'm a run, but not really. When I see people, I'm a slide. Because me trying to fight for that yardage is how he got his ankle hurt before. So in his mind, he's thinking like, oh, this guy's gonna tackle me awkwardly and pull me down all stupid and break my ankle again. And you don't want to go through that no pain like that when your ankle is twisted the opposite way. That is absolutely horrendous. Arthur, what's up, man? They ran high school plays, two quarterbacks to try to beat Dallas. So this is the thing with what they were running, right? So I'm not gonna say it's genius, but it was smart, right? I'm not gonna say what they did was genius. What's going on, Sierra? How you doing? I'm not gonna say that it was genius what the Texans did, but it was smart. They pulled Jeff Driscoll and was like, bruh, we're gonna pull you from the practice squad because you played against Dallas Cowboys before. And we know what gets the Dallas Cowboys: screens, RPOs, things of that nature. So they were using the screenplays and the RPOs against us. So what they were doing, their point of using the two quarterbacks with Mills and Driscoll was so we couldn't catch their cadences. We couldn't catch their cadences. And go back. So I went back and watched the game, right? I went back and watched it, and I was looking specifically at the timing, right? So understand when you're rushing the passer, it's about timing, right? So normally in the game, when you see a quarterback, it's just that quarterback. So you kind of can guess you could guess their angle, you could guess their cadence at some point in time. So when you get to that point and it's like they're getting ready to hike the ball, it's like, okay, I learned Jeff Driscoll. Oh shit, Mills back in the game. So it's like you don't know where to go. So this is the reason why we didn't get any sacks, because they were running that they were doing that. We couldn't catch their cadences. They were counteracting what we were doing. Now, what we should have did on defense, we should have shifted our players around. We should have shifted Micah. We should have shifted some other the guys like D Law and DA and stuff like that. But we didn't do that because we were just hell bent on just rushing them as a whole. So you got to give Lovie Smith that credit for what he did with that game plan. Shut up, Eastside Harold. Speaking of Texans fans, um, if Dak win a Super Bowl, I can see the talking heads saying it took him long enough. Blah, blah. Yeah, I know, Isaac. It's always something. It's always something. They're never going to give him his credit, no matter what he does. So I just try to ignore that shit. Just stop listening to that crap. I don't really listen to it. I only see the stuff because people be sending it to me in my DMs. I don't want to see that crap. Like I don't listen to those guys. Dan Quinn needs to clean that up before the playoffs start. Definitely. But again, it's about, remember, guys, y'all have to give teams their credit. We can't sit here and just think the Dallas Cowboys could just score on everybody all day and play the greatest defense every day, because teams are going to. So again, every team get paid. They're all NFL teams. I don't care what your record says. There's people um there's people in this that coach, right? So these guys get paid millions of dollars to coach for teams. So their job is, as their defensive side or their offensive side, is to scheme against our offense and our defense. That's how football works. At the NFL level, these guys are smart. They've been doing this for years. It's not like they watch the tape every week. It's not like they don't have the Cowboys tape. They can see our tendencies just like we can see their tendencies, which is the reason why I think Kellen Moore has to switch a lot of things up. I don't know if they're saving certain things for the playoffs, but there's a lot of things on offense that I don't see them doing that they could be doing that would actually get them some good chunk yardage. Um, uh, so I give about equal credit to both Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott should know better than to not throw those errant passes. I get it that he's trying to stop trying to play hero ball, and DMV talks about that all the time. Shout out to my man DMV. Uh, Check out his channel if you don't follow him. But again, he says all the time, stop playing hero ball. And I guess that's easier said than done, because you look at it like this. Why would you put your team in a situation like that? Now, that interception that he threw, that was close to the end zone, where we were like, oh shit, the game is over. What's going on, Occasion? I just started about 14 minutes ago, so you're not that late, bro. I'm still in the beginning stages of the live stream, so you good. What is that flashing in the back? Oh, Christmas lights. Um, my mother put some Christmas lights up on the thing up here. But a dub is a dub. But I swear to God, this team makes me want to. I got to keep my health insurance up, because let's be honest with you, this team makes you want to go to the ER after every game. Uh, what up, Dallas Cowboy fan 1973? I've been all right, man. Just been grinding out. Just Try and get back on my feet. You know how it is, bro. Uh, keep that same energy when OSU takes up that peach in the college playoff. Oh, you talking to him? Eastside, come on, bro. But anyway, why don't Cowboys use Cavante Turner as a receiver? He has speed. So I was gonna get to that as well, and I don't know if they're saving something for the playoffs, but there are things they can do. You see teams use screens on us, right? The only time that we use screenplays is with our tight ends. I mean, there's ways we can use screens. You have two fast guys on offense. You got Pollard and you have Cavante Turpin. You can use both of those guys in a screen game. You can interchangeably use them. You can have you can have all three of those guys on the field, him and Zeke too. You can run RPO with Zeke uh, and Dak holds the ball and run it because they know that Dak's not going to run the ball that much. So right now, so they're not gunning for that. So you can get away with getting a first down off of 3rd and 4 every time. Now Dallas Cowboys is one of the leaders in the league right now on 3rd down, believe it or not. So we're not doing bad. I just we talk about this team like we're not 10-3. DT, what's going on? I think it's an issue most with the Cowboys fans. We don't know how to enjoy the journey. We feel so spoiled just by making the playoffs that we won't know. No, I understand. I agree. Our fan base is. I'm gonna tell you the problem with our fan base, right? A lot of us listen to the national media too much, not the local media because that's Dallas Cowboys media. They don't talk like that because they know what's going on. It's so much Dallas Cowboy hate out there that it makes you feel a certain way, right? And I get it. What do they always say about Dallas Cowboys? Oh, we ain't won a Super Bowl since '95. Okay. Do you know how hard it is to make the Super Bowl? There's what 11 or 13 teams in the league that still have not got a ring at all. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year and still don't have one Super Bowl. Not saying that we're living off of the 5 that we have, but at least we have some. Everybody looks at this generation with Tom Brady and they think that winning a Super Bowl is easy because Tom Brady has 7 himself. 6 with the Patriots. So my point is there's not going to be anything like Tom Brady probably ever again. That going to the Super Bowl is not just skill; it's a little bit of luck in there too. Because do y'all really think that the Bengals was the second best team in the league last year? No. Sometimes it's luck that gets you there, and sometimes you get to a point in the season where you start getting it. Look at the two recent Super Bowls of the Giants. The one that I can remember, the 9-7 year of the New York Giants with the Tyree pass with the helmet, that they won that Super Bowl and went to the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots when Tom Brady was there, and they were 9-7. They didn't even have 10 wins. So it's all about when your team peaks. It's about things working in your favor. So getting to the Super Bowl takes a lot. It ain't just you. Yes, it's winning games, but it's things have to work around you as well. So for people to keep saying we ain't won a Super Bowl since 95, 96, fuck that. Like I get that. But at the same time, it's hard to do that. You look at the teams that have recently won, a lot of them, the Eagles just got theirs in 17. So I'm just saying, like we putting too much bearing on this because we sit here and listen to Shannon Sharp horseface ass talking about the Cowboys and they only won a couple of playoff games and they only get to round 1. Stop listening to that shit. This is why we're in the situation we're in now. This is why we think the way that we think. Kellen Moore make me want to go to the ER. I know it's so inconsistent. What do I think about the T.Y. Hilton signing? I'm gonna get to that, but I do like it, and I will talk about him in a minute. I'm gonna get to that. Only two teams make it to the Super Bowl each year. People forget that. Exactly. I don't know why they don't send Turpin on a 9 route. Uh, they could do that. But again, it might get intercepted because he's short. I think a lot of it has to do with his height too. Carl, and I agree, it was a great win, but it's shadowed by people that keep criticizing, right? So they gave the Rams credit because old boy Baker Mayfield just got there. They gave him credit for his win, but they didn't give that his credit. Now this is his 13th career fourth quarter closeout win, which is hard to do. Uh, Whatever. Yeah, yeah. Look at how Tom Brady won them. Tom Brady didn't win it off of his own. You know, defense wins championships. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a really good team. Everything was clicking. Everything has to click for you to get to that point. You can't win a Super Bowl with a weak defense, and you barely can get there with a weak ass offense. So I mean, things just have to click at the right time. Oh, David Jenkins. Yeah, you're right. I did say earlier in the season, and David just mentioned that. I did say earlier in the year that the Cowboys was going to end up signing T.Y. Hilton. I said that way early in the season, and people thought I was crazy. Um, I looked at this whole OBJ thing. I look at it like the Earl Thomas thing. Why are we getting somebody that's not the same? So everybody's looking at Odell Beckham as if he's still the same Odell Beckham. Now, do we know that he's the same Odell Beckham? No, we don't. But when you have two ACL surgeries on the same goddamn leg, you think you're gonna play this season? What are we signing him for? Because think about it like this. You have to put your GM hat on. Put your GM hat on real quick. Everybody put your GM hat on real quick. Look at the money part of it. I get it. Everybody wants to get Odell because it's a name and he helped the Rams win their Super Bowl and this, that, and the third. I understand all that. I never had a problem with him being on this team, but if he's not going to help, why are we wasting the money? He wants all this money for what? We don't know. They kept hiding shit. Clearly, he wasn't ready. The Rams done already told you they don't want him back because his medicals ain't right. The Giants said it. We looked at him. Medicals ain't right. So why the hell would we sign him? If they're not running out there signing them, why would we sign him? Esai Harrell. It wasn't just Davis Mills. It was Jeff Driscoll too. Now, I give y'all credit, Esai Harrell. Your coach, Lovey Smith, he came in with a good game plan. Came in with a good game plan. They saw what our tendencies was on defense, and he maximized on that. Shout out to them. The Texans, like I think they're one great quarterback away, and maybe a couple other pieces away from being a really good team. Um, because the Texans got heart. They do have that. If nothing else, they got heart. And y'all know me, I'm not a hater. I give credit where credit's due. And I thought that. But the game plan to switch out those quarterbacks like that, a lot of people was like, oh, that's childish. It worked though. And a lot of it was because we could not catch their cadences. They were doing whatever they wanted to do. Now we stopped Pierce before he got hurt. I think he only got like 60 something yards. We kept him at bay for the most part, but hell of a gold line stands by uh, Odigizua, Bahana, uh, Tank Lawrence, and all them. Like, if it wasn't for our defense at the end, we wouldn't have got that opportunity to get that 98-yard um, score for that touchdown, that drive that Dak had at the end of the game. Now that drive to me was, I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady, but it was Tom Brady-ish in his prime. The way that Dak came back and commanded that shit. Because if you go back and look at it in the huddle, Zach Martin, if you zoom in, he was smiling. And you see him like going like this, nodding like, no, we got this. But you notice when they put Peters, remember Peters was on that last drive on that right tackle, at that right tackle position. When Dak threw that interception, Josh Ball was in there. Remember, it was on his side of the field. He threw it to the right, and it was just a great play by the defense, but they were able to frustrate. They basically pushed Josh Ball back into Dak's lap. So when Dak tried to throw the ball, you got a 6'8" motherfucker big dude in front of you. You can't see past that. You try to throw the ball over him, and it's like, oh shit, interception. Oh man, what are we doing? Oh no! But as I digress, back to the whole Turpin thing. So what I was talking about with the screen game, right? There's things we can do. You can use the RPO with Dak and Zeke. While when you're running your screens, you can either use Pollard or Kavate Turpin interchangeably. Now, you don't want to do it too much. Those are the type of plays that you do, like sprinkling here, sprinkling there, go back to 12 personnel, 13 personnel with the tight ends. I like when they had all four of the tight ends on the field like that. There's things like that that you can do, especially on that goal line. Nobody's expecting you to counter with a tight end. That's a rarity. Ain't nobody doing that. So I thought that was genius. PJ, thank you for the $5 super chat. What do you think about Kelvin Joseph first game start? I think uh yeah, TY is a great we're gonna talk about TY in a minute. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. But Kelvin Joseph though, I'm I'll be the one to tell you I'm not the biggest Kelvin Joseph fan. But again, um he played all right. He played all right. We knew that they were going to attack him. We knew that. We knew that. He was in position the whole game. He didn't play bad. He was in position, but this goes to show those of you that don't like Anthony Brown how much Anthony Brown means to the team. Anthony Brown gets so much disrespect, but Anthony Brown is one of the fastest DBs on this team. We know that. The team knows that. I don't know why, and people don't understand how hard it is to play cornerback in the league because you got outside corners, you got slot corners, you got guys that are better at press man coverage, like Kendall Sheffield that we have on the practice squad, or you have guys that are good at playing off, like Anthony Brown. So you need to scheme the way that you're using your defensive guys based on how they play. What are we doing? Dan Quinn knows his guys. I got faith in Dan Quinn. He knows how to use his guy. That's why Anthony Brown has been playing well. Sucks that he tore his stuff up, his Achilles, but it's football, unfortunately, and we have to deal with it and the next man up. So putting Kelvin out there to a lesser team like that helps because it helps give him a little bit of confidence, right? Because you don't want to put him out there against the elites of the league like Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady and stuff like that. But I mean, it is what it is. We in trouble at the cornerback 2 spot. He couldn't stop Houston's third and fourth string wide receiver. So this is the thing, Chris. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Boss Man Fat, but I think that but you got to start somewhere, right? I'd rather them keep him on special teams and put Kendall Sheffield out there. He's a press man corner. I feel like Kendall Sheffield is good enough to be CB2 on this team. On this team. I believe that. Now, imagine him in 2 weeks against AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Ugh, shit. They better put Kendall Sheffield out there. I don't want to see Kelvin Smith on no damn Devontae. On no AJ Brown, that or Devontae Smith, that shit. That it just make me cringe thinking about it because I was like, oh, these motherfuckers gonna score and they gonna run this shit up. They're gonna run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. How can you get better with no reps? Exactly, exactly. He's got to play. They're gonna play him. They're giving him every opportunity to succeed. Why? Because he's a second round pick, and you don't waste second round picks. Dave, you said you wanted Asante Samuel Jr. Yeah, you can't have a steak on every plate though. Hey Lola, yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button, like Lola said, or she'll beat you up. It's 48 people in here and there's only 29 likes. Something wrong now. Um, our corners need help more in the run defense. I think a lot of that is due to teams running screens and just having fast ass running backs because um, it takes them out of their zone. You know what I mean? So if they're not playing in the box, then they're gonna miss every time. If they're out in coverage, like if they're conceding that the team was gonna pass the ball, they're not even in the right position to begin with. They should keep Bland in. Well, Bland is already taking over for uh, Jordan Lewis, which is the slot. He plays slot corner, not outside corner. It's a difference, guys. Um, I want to see. I know, and I know that Boss Man Fat has to get his reps. I understand that, but I also want to see what Kendall Sheffield can do. He was a fourth round draft pick that was pretty good when he was with the Falcons. So I want to see what he can do. Um, you said Kelvin Joseph just need more reps. Yeah, and they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna give it to him. He's a second round pick. They're gonna give him every opportunity to succeed. That's pretty much how they're gonna run it. DT, you said you're not a fan of Joseph either, but I think we just don't know yet what he is. Yeah, that's true. We don't. Is he special teams? But here's the thing: you don't draft somebody in the second round just to be a special teams player. That's what you don't do, and you shouldn't do that because it ain't right. With Clark Bland, uh, Kelvin Joseph, Slam Williams, I like that. I like that. They haven't allowed 100 yards on the ground, so this is the thing. I love what Sam Williams brings to the table. I'm loving the young boy. Man, he reminds me of like another type of not just because he looked like Micah Parsons, but like I don't know, like it's just something about him. He just got that thing with him. Uh, no, David, I didn't get it yet. She actually texted me this morning and said that it should be here tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can get another live stream done this week, I'm trying to schedule my live streams for Tuesday nights. That's what I'm trying to work on. Um, but she's sending me some of her tea, whatever. I told her I was going to promote it some more on the channel, but I don't. She said it should be here tomorrow, so when I get it, I'm definitely going to keep a bottle for the channel or whatever, so I can talk about it. Speaking of, those of you guys that see me promote J Elise T on my channel, y'all check out her website. It's jelist.com. She's also on Instagram, J Elise, JEL. Oh, I'm stupid. JELSE. I'm stupid. T.com. She has this new ginger tea out now. David Jenkins has ordered some of it. I know some of my other subscribers have ordered stuff from her in the past. Definitely check her teas out. They're artisanal teas. Um, she's based out of Detroit right now, but she can ship it to wherever in the United States. So just check her out, man, and tell her that E2 Blue sent you. And those of you that follow my channel last year, y'all know that I was drinking it on camera, and it's hella delicious, especially the hibiscus. On that last drive, Dak Prescott was calling his own plays. So this is what it was, Big J. Kellen Moore gave him options on that last thing. So they were like, all right, this is what we're going to do. They're in nickel. So we're going to slam the creases, the seams. And that's what they did with Dalton Schultz. That's why they were able to get the ball to Dalton. I think, what is it? He had 2 big games on there, and then Noah Brown's big game and stuff like that. The issue that I have with Dak, sometimes he throws the ball too close to the ground, and I don't know if he's doing that to try to keep the ball away from the DB, but it sometimes it gets there late, and sometimes that's the thing. That's the only thing I can say that irritates me about Dak. Sometimes it's like he'll be doing real good, and then all of a sudden he'll start throwing like crap, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck happened? And I don't. And again, with us fans, we can't. We have to be mindful of our criticism, right? To anybody on this team, even Kellen Moore, because we really don't know what's going on. We don't know. All we can do is just guess and give, and those of us vloggers and YouTubers understand that, like, yes, our opinion is our opinion, but facts is another thing, right? So we don't know clear facts on those type of situations, and I don't think we'll ever know because we don't work for the organization, right? We're not Nick Eatman, we're not Derek Eagleton, we're not Brian Broaddus, we're not Ambar Garcia, we don't work for the team, so we don't understand what the dynamics of the inner workings. And I think probably 2 YouTubers that probably know it best is probably, Scott Walker Steele and Vosh Lombardi, because both of them are in Texas. Oh, and Law Nation as well, because they're in Texas, so they see more of the Cowboys as far as the YouTube channels than I would, me being on the East Coast. But understand that when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to get criticized. It's just the way it is. There are people that hated Roger Dodger. There's people that hated Don Meredith. There's people that hated Troy Aikman. There's people that hated um, Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. So whether you like Dak or not, that's your business. I don't give a damn whether you do or not. But I will say this: Dak is now a part of that elite Dallas Cowboy quarterback club, meaning like he set records for this team since he got here. It's heavy here in Ohio. Mad Cowboy fans, man. What part of Ohio are you in? I got family in Hamilton. I'm definitely gonna probably drive out to Ohio at some point to see my family out there. Um, I love a good road trip. I love a good road trip. Do y'all know that me and Mark are dumbasses. We're smart dumbasses. I drove with Mark twice in my lifetime to Texas. I just thought about that. That's crazy. We have driven twice from Maryland and Virginia to fucking Texas. 1,500 plus miles. That's like a day and a quarter of driving. Jesus Christ. You said 80% of Dallas Cowboy fans are piss poor. So this is the thing about that, right? And I don't knock anybody for their opinion. I don't. Everybody has their opinion. Like they say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, right? But for me, I try to speak as I try to take the biasness out of it. Um, Sometimes I try to take my own opinion out of it. I just go by, most of the time when you hear me speak on things, it's things that, like, I've seen, right? If I see it happening, then it's factual, correct? Because if I'm not seeing it happen, then it didn't happen. It's probably in my head. But if I'm watching it happen, that means that there's paperwork on it, meaning there's truth and there's tape that it happened. If you don't record it, you know how people say it didn't happen if you ain't recorded. But if it's recorded, it's out there and it happened and it's factual, there's tape on it. So I say that to say that every game is taped. So the film is out there. So you can use any narrative that you want to speak on to try to make your point. But the point is, the proof is in the damn pudding. So again, the only thing I can really say about negative about Dak Prescott is him throwing these interceptions lately. It's not really cool. Um, there's a few of them were definitely his fault. Throwing it either to the ball too late or too early or too high or too short. Um, and the other times it was really the wide receivers issue where they didn't run the correct route or they didn't completely run the route or they weren't paying attention to where the ball was being placed. So I pass the blame around to everybody as a whole. You out there, you to blame. If the ball hits you in the hand, you better catch that motherfucker. That Cavante Turpin, everybody, it was so many people that said something negative about Cavante Turpin after he muffed the punt. I'm gonna explain to you what happened right there. Just so you guys can see. See, this is why y'all listen to us because we do our research and we bring it back to y'all and give you an intelligent synopsis on what we got. So check this out. Dak need to stop throwing in double triple coverage. I agree. Um, but I still love Dak though. That's still my quarterback. Period. Um, but everybody quarterback ain't good. So let's put it that way. Dak, I'm not gonna say Dak is that first level elite. I think he's the second level elite. I think he's right underneath of like he's in the tier after Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes and stuff like that. I I actually put Joe Burrow and Dak on the same level. I don't see why everybody keeps saying that he's so much higher. Why? Because he went to a Super Bowl earlier than Dak did his career. So the fuck what? They still didn't win, so it don't matter. Um, so this is the issue with that Cavante Turpin thing. Going back to that. Ever since they switched Kelvin Joseph to play defensive snaps, he's not on special teams right now. So whoever it was that replaced him, and I watched the damn tape and I forgot who it was. I want to say it was Tolbert. So whoever it was that was the gunner on that part, not the gunner, whoever was supposed to block for Cavante Turpin that was closest to him, where Kelvin Joseph normally would have been, had he not had to play all these defensive snaps, that person missed the fucking block. And that guy was right on Turpin's ass. So when that ball came down, Turpin was like, okay, I'm fair catching it, but I still got to catch the ball, right? So he's seeing this dude right here. So he's like, is this dude getting ready to hit me? Because he was right there. So in Cavante's head, he's thinking like, oh shit, I'm thinking about the catching this ball and the dude right here. So it's just understand that like when injuries happen on a team, it shifts everything. It affects special teams. It affects the person behind them and whoever else is playing in that position. Simus says. um, I can agree with that. I agree that he's superior but not elite. Again, he's right there. He's right underneath of that first level. He's like that second tier. Dak ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Dak ain't no robot. Joe Burrow is a really good quarterback, but what explain to me what makes him so much better than Dak Prescott though? I mean, because everything that Joe Burrow was able to do outside of going to a Super Bowl, we've seen Dak do in the past. Um, so if you're basing elite off of, like you said, conference titles and Super Bowls and stuff like that, then okay. But what are we rating it on? Are we rating on just straight ability, or are we rating it on what you've done in the league so far? Because there's guys that's have those things that are really not that good quarterbacks. They just happen to be on a good team. Question: do y'all think that Nick Foles is better than Dak Prescott? Tell me that in the chat. Do you think that Nick Foles? Because I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm about to give you a scenario. Do you think that Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Because I'm about to show you my narrative and where I was going with that. He took the Bengals to the Super Bowl in a year. He got sacked over 60 times. I just call it how I see it. I get that. He had a bad offensive line. But that Bengals defense was really good too. And their schedule wasn't that. If I go back and look at their schedule from that year, they didn't have to play a whole lot of teams to get to that point. A lot of hella teams. Hell, we got 10 wins and got out the first round. If it wasn't for the 49ers, again, we didn't play physical. So the issue with the Dallas Cowboys is when they get to certain points, they stop playing physical, and I don't understand that. Like, keep that same energy from how you got those wins to playing in the fucking playoffs. Because it's like every time the Dallas Cowboys lose in the playoffs, it's like, oh, I'm gonna hear this shit all off season. So, but this year just feels different because had this been a Jason Garrett team, we wouldn't have won that Texans game. We would have laid down. Somebody give Mike McCarthy some fucking credit around here for actually utilizing this team and helping to get this team to 10 plus wins in a season, 2 years in a row, which hasn't been done since 96. When what? When we won the Super Bowl. So, not saying that we're going to go to the Super Bowl, but this team is different. A lot of you guys are still hung up on that Jason Garrett era of mediocrity. We are not mediocre teams anymore. Nick Foles is hot and cold. I can't deny he had one of the best plays in Super Bowl history. Yes, that's true, but he's a system quarterback. He was good for the Eagles at that time, right? So if we can agree that he's not better than Dak Prescott, we can also say that yes, he has a Super Bowl, but that still don't mean that he's elite. Just because you won a Super Bowl doesn't mean you're an elite. Now, we can agree that Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady and guys like that are. David Wiley, been a member for 10 months. Appreciate you, David. What's going on, David? How you been, bro? Um, Brian Bros doesn't work for the Cowboys anymore. I know. But what I mean is he's around the team. And my point of mentioning Brian Broaddus because he's been around the team for years and he knows. He's still on was it Talking Cowboys and stuff like that. So he's still there, even though he don't. Did he come back though? Because for him to be in the building, you gotta work for the team in some capacity. So I don't know. I don't know what his situation is, but either way, he knows a lot about this Dallas Cowboy team and being a media member and stuff, and having these friendships with former players and stuff like that was beneficial to him because he knew how much to push it, how not to. He knew the ways of this organization and so on and so forth. So that was the reason why I mentioned it. I hate the Giants, but let's stop the Eli Manning not elite shit. He is. Defense is stellar, but someone got the ball. Um, I never mentioned Eli Manning. Somebody else probably did. I never mentioned him, and I never said that he wasn't a really good quarterback. I never said that. But you see, when he retired, it's like, oh, Danny Dimes, and they thought Danny Dimes was gonna be little Eli, Elijah Manning. Every time when I miss Eli, I miss the Eli Romo era sometimes because when Eli used to be in the game, when he used to get that llama face, when he used to throw an interception, he'd be like, and every time he threw an interception, I'd be like, Elijah. Dak outplayed Tom Brady, who would be considered better than both of them. Your point. So I'm not talking about like a game. I'm not talking about outplaying somebody. I think you're missing my point. My point was when was that you that mentioned that about the conferences and stuff like that. So are you when you make the narrative, John McGrew, thank you for joining the E2 crew. Um, how you feeling, John? Okay, yeah, he's on a break area, yeah. But are you comparing apples to oranges, right? So what are we talking about? Are we saying that elite means that you have to win a Super Bowl and conference titles and NFC or AFC title games? Or are we saying that you're elite because of your overall work in the league, right? So, perfect example of this, Tony Romo. Tony Romo doesn't have a Super Bowl. But is he elite? Is Tony Romo elite? Is he worthy of going to the Hall of Fame even without having a say even without having a ring? Can we say that? Oh, and shout out to my members as well. Um, Now that the off season is approaching, it's crazy. We only got 4 games left. Y'all believe that shit? Whether we make it to the Super Bowl or not, in the off season, for my channel members, I will be doing my private live streams. Um, those of you that are members from the past, y'all know that what I've done before. When we talk about like personal stuff like mental health and how's your life going, and basically it's like Q&A time, us getting to know each other on a personal basis. So what goes on in those private chats does not leak outside of the private chat. So if you're going through something and somebody's stressing you out and you want to vent about it, that's what that live stream is for. It's for us to, I call it the E2 love session, right? It's almost like I'm sitting in the chair, I'm the counselor, and I'm listening to you guys, and you guys are spilling the tea and letting us know how you really feel, right? We're not talking about football in those private live streams. We're talking about ourselves and the love that we share for each other. And like I've always said before, football brought us here, but the family keeps us here. So that's why I always promote on my channel no hate, no hate. I talk about this all the time. So I love Weed says Romo is an elite announcer. Now those are facts. Um, his numbers and win to loss ratio does. Yeah. And you look at Tony Romo's career as a whole, like all those comeback victories he has, all those spin out of like crazy stuff and getting the ball down the field type of thing. Like Romo was just, I don't give a damn how you felt about Tony Romo as a player. He was fun to fucking watch. He really was. He was fun to watch. What up, I love weed? Fun to watch. Fun to watch. Uh Something I do hate about some Cowboy fans is God forbid you say something bad about Dak. You hating. My bad. I want to see him win a playoff game. Sorry about that. And see, this is the thing, Chris B. I never, and I told y'all before, I don't knock anybody for why they why they have an opinion, right? Because everybody has opinions. But I always say, explain yourself. Like explain yourself because if you feel a certain way about something, you should be able to explain why you feel that way. I don't give a damn if you don't like that. I don't give a damn if you love that. And we all have our opinions about our quarterback. And but I think a lot of us that do support Dak just feel as though people that always ask why people hate Dak because he's such a good dude. Like outside of playing football, like you can't imagine a guy. He's the type of guy that you would want to date your daughter. Like no bullshit, like no cap. Like he is the type of guy you would want to date your daughter. He has true leadership abilities. You can't teach that. That's just shout out to rest in peace to his mom Peggy, but she raised that boy right. And the fact that he's 27 and or 28, whatever, but he's a mature young man and like what I'm saying, like, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like he does the right things, he says the right things. He goes out there and he's a consummate leader. He's a leader by visuals. Not just vocal but visuals. You know, don't just hear me talk about it, see me walk about it. And he does that. He talks about it, he walks about it, and that goes about his thing. Um, and that's huge for somebody like that because some of these young guys are very immature and they don't know how like they get to the league and they don't know how to act. Like, you know, your boy Antonio Brown. But when you look at Dak and you look at the decisions that he makes, and you just have to look at that and just be like, damn, how can you hate somebody like that? Now, if you're just talking strictly football, then okay, just give me a reason. Just say, okay, I don't like the fact that Dak is inconsistent, or I don't like the fact that Dak is this and that. But not to make excuses for it, but injuries play a factor too. And at that quarterback position, those of you that have played quarterback before or understand how the quarterback position works, or if you ever broke your ankle like that before, shit. Like I my punk ass would have been like, I'm not playing no football no more. I'd have retired. Let me see y'all go out there and get tackled and look down and your foot like this, turn like this. When that shit happened to I ain't gonna lie. When that happened to your boy Alan Hearns, woo! And you can and they played it over and over again. I don't want to see the way it bit. You can see it crack. It was like he landed on it and the ankle just completely snapped. And it twisted in the opposite direction. And I'm like, oh my God. Think about that for a second. Imagine somebody breaking your goddamn ankle and twisting that shit in the wrong direction. How would you feel? It hurts. It hurts. You gonna still play football? Shit. I'd have been like, I'm out. Let me get my money and I'm out. With my guarantee that I'm out. I'm gonna go ahead and be a car salesman or some shit. I'm done. Cause I'm not doing that. Because it's a mental thing coming back from something like that. And seeing Dak out there still trying to fight, is you just gotta respect that. But what does it mean for Dak? Say if we do happen to go to the Super Bowl this year, and I'm gonna get into the seedings in a second. Say if we happen to go to the Super Bowl this year, would Dak still give respect? Because there's still gonna be people out there that's gonna say that, oh well, the defense got him there, and if it wasn't for him throwing all those interceptions and all this other shit, whatever your case is, it's gonna be something else that they talk about. It's like no matter what, he's gonna get hated on. Why? Because he has a star on his helmet. Not because it's Dak. I don't even think it's because of him. I just think because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys are the most hated team in the NFL. Let's keep it real. I'm a realist. doesn't make me a Bengal fan. I say Burrow is better than Dak. Be better than that. You two, I just said that Dak ripped his ankle in half, Karen. This sorry ass front office. Yeah. And the Joneses have a lot to do with a lot of our disparities too. Because and again, some of that has to do with us being we're snake bitten. We are snake bitten by the Jason Garrett era. That that decade of Jason Garrett and Dylan under his tutelage. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jason Garrett as he's a great storyteller. He's a great guy. He's just an average ass coach. He's a guy that can get you maybe to the playoffs here and there, but that's it. It just drops off because his conservative nature, he doesn't know how to come up with something dynamic for the team. Please give Mike McCarthy his credit because the Joneses still ain't giving him shit, and he was able to turn his team around. Just the attitude alone, him and Dan Quinn, you got to give them their credit. Yep, definitely the most pressure. It's definitely the most pressure. Tony Romo got so much hate. And then as soon as Tony Romo retired and became an announcer, people was like, "Oh, we love Romo." No, you didn't. He was the same motherfucker that said he ain't like it. uh, Dak neckties, bow ties, cologne are the truth. I got a few of his ties in cologne. Yeah, that boy can dress his ass off, can't he? Can't believe we kept Garrett for that long. 10 motherfucking seasons. 10 seasons with Garrett. We are snake bitten. We are just we're so messed up in the head psychologically from that mediocrity of 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8 and 8. So this was our life in 10 years. Lola, you said Dak is so handsome. So he's a good looking brother. I give him that. As a straight man, I can say that. I can say that. Dak is he's a good looking brother. I give him that. I give him his credit. And but understand that. Just imagine all that pressure he got on him. So he's got a girlfriend now, right? And like imagine how many women he got. You know what I'm saying? Like chasing after him. You got to concentrate on your woman. You trying to like play in the NFL. You got these haters and stuff talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's a lot going on. Um, but you got to respect Dak as far as his leadership, the fact that he's a stand-up guy. He knows how to say the right things. Um, this team loves him, right? The defense supports him. The defense. I don't have to say pause. You know why? Because I'm not homosexual. I'm a straight man. I can say that. So and brothers, all the men in the chat, you can give a guy a compliment, okay, and be straight. That's life. We get too caught up on this whole, oh, that's gay. Don't say that. Like I could say it's the way you say it, right? It's the way you say it. Now, if I said, "Ooh, Dak," oh my God, yeah. Now that ain't right. But as a man, I can say Dak Prescott's a handsome brother. I could walk up to Dak and say, "Hey, bro, you killing the outfit today, bro." It's the way you say it. So there is no pause. I ain't gotta say pause. I'm comfortable with my masculinity. Are you? Just saying. Tell me what you want. Ain't that right, Mom? So, so we just got to stop with this BS. Like none of it makes sense. Um, Sad thing, McCarthy is gonna go down with Kellen Moore. God forbid we go one and done, and they both get. Hey man, Chris, I don't even want to think about that shit. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't want to think about that. Like I look at it like this. Um, right now, right? This is our second year in a row with 10 plus wins. Why are we having this conversation? We're 10-3. We talk about the Dallas Cowboys like as if we're the Texans record. Like we ain't going nowhere this year. Why is the bar set for the Cowboys so fucking high? When there's 11 to 13 teams in the league that still don't even have a Super Bowl. Why? The Washington Commanders, formerly the Redskins, they have three. They have 3 Super Bowls. Cowboys got 5. Steelers have 6. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's hard to get to the Super Bowl. Like I said earlier in the chat, we're so blinded by Tom Brady having 7 of them. Nobody will ever have that many again. Tom Brady ain't got to do nothing. He can go. He can hit a Vontae Davis right now and just quit at halftime and take his ass home. He might as well go home. He done lost his wife. Giselle said, fuck it. She done took the kids. So, you know, that marriage is over. So, you either gonna keep playing football. He gonna make more money after he played football than he made playing football. He already has an announcer job waiting for him, which to me is absolutely outrageous. Because I have a degree in broadcast comm, and I can't get no goddamn announcer job. I'm sitting here like, shit, I should have played in the NFL. Because I figured that after my league, I could have utilized my damn degree. Can't do it now. I played 1 season in semi-pro, and that was it. But, you know, that was it. It is what it is. Brady has a goddamn $375 million deal waiting for him. I know. Let me tell you something, Chris B. If I had $375 million waiting for me, yeah, I would have retired tonight. I'd have been like, I'd have told coach, hey, bruh, hey, Todd Bowles. I'd have been like, hey, bruh, I ain't coming to work tomorrow. I'm sick. I'd have been like Vontae Davis. I'd have been out, bruh. I'd have been out. I'd have been like, nah, bruh. I ain't playing another snap before. For what? $375 million. I guess that's why Tom was like, well, fuck Giselle. I don't need. You know, I just thought about it. Oh my God. So he came back because he knew the marriage was going to be over. So he waiting for the divorce to get that money so she can't get it. Oh my God, he's a genius. Oh, I figured it out. Oh my God. You sly dog, you. You sly little devil, you. You wanted all that money for yourself. What a genius. What a damn genius. I understand now why he came back and played football. Because he needed a little bit more time to make sure that divorce was finalized so he could slide Giselle up out the way. So he can receive so he can catch that $375 million as it comes. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble that bag. That's that yellow cake. You can't drop that. Don't fumble it. Don't fumble the bag. I'm gonna be at Tom Brady house like, you need someone to clean. Yeah. Hey, you said Antonio Brown already did that. He probably did, Eric. He might have. You He said, look, he want all that 375. Give him a 375. Give him a 375. I want every dime, every cent. That's why he probably was like, Giselle could keep the house. He don't give a damn. This my brother about to get paid. He probably gave her everything. You can have my car, my houses, my cars, my house, the kids, the dog. You can have it all. Cause I'm about to get 375 million in my account. And I'm gonna go to the house and I'm gonna buy me another one. Cause I don't give a damn. Oh my God. Woo! See, this is what you get on my channel. You're gonna get a little comedy too. You just get a little bit of that too. If nothing else, y'all gonna learn something, and I'm gonna make you laugh at the same time. So, which is why I understand. I'm one of the underrated YouTubers on YouTube. So it's okay. I like being in my little realm. You know, my inner circle. Y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. I just stay in my lane. That's all I do. Giselle over there living her best life, going on vacations with her kids. Karate teacher, I know, right? He don't care. He about to buy three of them. He could. He could buy three of them houses, and he could buy a Giselle. Matter of fact, if he want another Giselle, he could probably clone the heifer and make another Giselle. He said, Lola, not the karate teacher. Yeah, the karate teacher. She creeping with the pool boy too. Uh and I wouldn't be surprised if August Alsina was in there too. You know, since he, creeping with people's wives, Mr. August Alsina. Giselle gonna Antonio Brown into the house after she bail him out of jail. Oh, and the weed guy on the side. You never know. No, not the weed guy. The jury guy. She banging the jury guy too. He said he can afford to clone a replica. That's what I said. He can clone her ass. He don't need her. Yeah. So back to the playoff seedings. And this will be the last thing that I talk about before I end the live stream. Oh, sorry. Before I do that, because I want to make that the last thing. You guys asked me about T.Y. Hill, right? T.Y. Hill. What do I think about T.Y. Hill? David Jenkins. Tell them what I think about T.Y. Hill. Because David told you earlier in the chat. He said that I said earlier in the season that the Cowboys would get T.Y. Hilton sometime this week. E2, me, Mark, and DMV need to do a live stream. We've done live streams together on Mark's channel all the time. Shout out to DMV, shout out to Mark, shout out to all my fellow Cowboy YouTubers. There's too many of us to shout out in one stream. Y'all know who y'all are. And we all support each other. That's just the way that goes. You know what I'm saying? It's all love in the Cowboy YouTuber world. And I even bang with some of the guys outside of that too. Like, Philly 500. We joke about Philly 500, but he's a good dude. There's some people I don't bang with, I'll tell you that, but we're not even gonna get it on that one. But yeah, I don't have any issues with none of the Cowboy YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does their thing. Everybody has really good content. I want to do a live with Sky and Vosh Lombardi. I want to get in with them because those are my guys too. Shout out to them. They're blessed enough to not have to work a regular job. They're blessed enough to be able to do this full time. I wish that I could do this full time. I don't really make no money off of YouTube. Just so y'all know, I don't. I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? Like the 6,000 of you that follow me, I appreciate it, and I love y'all support. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support of me, my channel members. I appreciate those of you that that are here with me. I love each and every one of y'all. Um, you guys help me keep moving, and you guys know my situation and you know what I've been through in the last couple of years. So, just bear with me. I'm here. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. If y'all see me MIA for a little bit, just understand I'm just grinding. I just work. You know, I got a young son too, so you know I'm dad too. So that time with my son is important for me. Um, my son is 3.5 years old. Uh, he got diagnosed with mild autism. I will say that. So me and my ex-wife, we co-parent very well. We're on one accord when it comes to him, and you know how we're dealing with him and working on getting him to where he needs to be. So because of that, my son is very hyper. He runs around a lot, like most 3 year olds do. So he needs that attention. So it's really hard for me to do a live stream when I do have him on those weekends because he's in everything, and I can't have peace doing a live stream because he'll be all over the place, and you guys will be like, "Well, I can't hear you because he." I get it. Uh, yeah, Choctaw. I understood, and I know it's just it's just the aspects of growing. You know what I mean? Oh, your son has Asperger's, and he's 22. Yeah, Asperger's is a real thing. I knew somebody has that too, kind of similar to autism, but different. There's different spectrums. So uh, shout out to you. I love weed. Oh yeah, and I know it will. I'm just telling y'all, just so if y'all see me not like live and as much, just understand that I'm just I'm in daddy mode, so on those times. So, but real quick, back to the T.Y. Hilton thing. Um, is he high on the spectrum or low? My son is very high on the spectrum, like to the point that like the program that he's in right now, by the time he goes to kindergarten, he can actually get over it. That's how high he is on the spectrum. You wouldn't even really be able to notice it unless you're around him 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So very high on the spectrum. Um, but yeah, so T.Y. Hilton. I love the addition of T.Y. Hilton. We know that T.Y. Hilton is not that 1,000 yard receiver that he once was, and that 5 time Pro Bowler that he once was when he was with. Um, oh, Choctaw, I got you, bro. I appreciate y'all support, man. You guys are awesome. I love y'all. But yeah, so T.Y. Hilton um, is not that 1,000 yard receiver that he once was. He's not that Pro Bowler that he once was. He's what, 30, 30, 30. Yeah. He's healthy right now. Um, Cowboys organization said that when they brought him in for his workout, he passed everything with flying colors. So that's a wonderful thing. Um, we're not looking for him to be a number one, right? When I saw it happen, I was real ecstatic. I wanted to do a video, but I was working at the time. When I saw it come across my phone, when I got the alert that said that we signed him, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, hell yeah!" I'm loving this because this is what I thought we should have done a long time ago. Oh yeah, that T.Y. Hilton touchdown celebrations, gotta love it. Um, I really think he's gonna be a good piece to this Dallas Cowboys team, right? Because he's a proven veteran, right? You look at our wide receiver core right now, right? They're kind of young. A lot of these guys are not established. They don't. They barely have the skins on the wall like as someone like T.Y. Hilton. Meaning T.Y. Hilton can be another guy to come in the locker room in a positive way, show these guys how to play that wide receiver role. He can teach Noah Brown something. He can teach every wide receiver that we have on this roster right now. As much as we love CeeDee Lamb, and I love CeeDee Lamb, I'm not going to say nothing negative about CeeDee Lamb, but understand that CeeDee Lamb is still a young guy himself. So you're asking a guy that's what, 3-4 years in the league now, to be your number one, which is fine. But he's still a young guy that still have a long way to go in his career as well, right? But for a seasoned veteran like T.Y. Hilton that will probably retire as a Colt, as an Indianapolis Colt, understand that like him coming to the Dallas Cowboys right now is key to this wide receiver core because he can help them maturate during their process. Kind of like how Amari Cooper was with CeeDee Lamb. Now, having a guy like that in your locker room is beneficial because when stuff happens, I don't see CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup going to Dak and be like, "Hey, yo, this is what I see the defense is doing to us," because they're not those type of guys. They just kind of just go with the flow and just play the game, right? T.Y. Hilton is that guy to be like, "Hey, Dak, I know I just got here. I'm not trying to like, um, push my age around, but I saw that the defense did this, that, and the third. You think we should try this because I think if we do this, switch this up, I can get open, or Gallup can get open, or we can get somebody on a 9 route, or we can get some sluggo routes, or we can get some um, slants and stuff like that going, or just a deep ball in general. You know what I'm saying? We know that James Washington is that deep guy as well. I feel like they just need to get him more reps out there to do certain things because, with T.Y. Hilton now, you got a pretty decent little wide receiver core going on there. Because Ty is the guy that you're not asking him to put up 1,000 yards. That's not what he's here for. He's here to provide that. I want to say I don't want to say the word scapegoat. More so of a decoy, right? Like how Amari Cooper was. Amari Cooper was a decoy, which gave one-on-one coverage to everybody else, and they were able to eat. When Amari Cooper was here, guess who ate really good? Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown. Cedric Wilson, we thought that got him a hella good contract with the Dolphins just off of the strength of him getting one-on-ones. And that one-on-one thing is huge with your team when you're able to take some of that pressure off of one guy. Me too, my mom works with special needs disabled children in elementary school. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. We need more people that are with these kids and stuff because these kids are our future, right? So if they're not being taught right or raised right, then our future's fucked. That's just how I feel. What up, Kid Mega? What's going on, brother? Odell will be here in the spring. This is the thing, Choctaw. Odell better be ready to play if he comes in the spring, because and that money that he asking for better go down tremendously, because I'm not paying that much money for a guy that we don't even know that can even still be the same Odell Beckham. We're thinking in our minds that this is the Odell of yesteryear. It may not be. What if it's not? Then what are you paying for? I'll be honest with you. If T.Y. Hilton comes in here and plays good, I want them to re-sign him next year. Then I wouldn't even want. No, I know he's hurt now. I'm just talking about in the past when he was with us. I wouldn't even want Odell back. It's just the uncertainty in what he's asking for. Because if you give Odell all that money, I guess you're saying goodbye to CeeDee Lamb? You're going to say goodbye to Micah Parsons? You're going to say goodbye to Trayvon Diggs? Okay. All right. The wide receiver core be good as shit. defense is going to suck ass because all those guys are coming up in the next couple of years and you ain't got no goddamn money to pay. So as fans, we look at fanboys and fangirls and we look at like what we want, but you can't have a steak on every damn plate. You got to have some sides too. I got a 14-ounce ribeye. What I got with it? Mashed potatoes, green beans, mixed vegetables, maybe a little bit of corn. What you got? What's your side dishes? And your side dishes are the guys that are supporting cast, the ones that are helping keep that offense and or that defense like glue, along with a great coach. You know what the coach is? The cook. The coach is the cook. He's got the recipe. He in there cooking and stirring, i.e. creating the game plan, and the players are the meal. You got your star players, which is your main dish, chicken beefs, chicken steak, seafood, salmon. You like salmon? Because I love me some salmon. And it ain't salmon for you guys that like to add the goddamn L in there. It's salmon. Take that damn L out of there. Salmon. Yes, ma'am. You better believe it. My mother always get on me all the time because I have a minor in English. So she said I always be correcting people. You damn right I'm a corrector. This is what I'm gonna do. To me, he will always be a stinking giant. I always thought that it made sense for him to go back to the Giants, but the Giants don't even want him. And somebody mentioned that. I forgot who it was, but they said I think it was Brian Broaddus that said that shit. Is Daniel Jones jumping on the table to get Odell Beckham? No. Are the Rams jumping on the table to get Odell Beckham? No. Especially because the Rams know his history. They had him on the team. Their staff, their trainers have worked on Odell, so they know that damn leg ain't right. If T.Y. come in and ball out, we need to resign him and forget OBJ and use that money elsewhere. That's what I just said, Arthur. I said that shit. If T.Y. come in and do his thing, because you don't need T.Y. to be 1,000-yard catcher. Well, I mean, it's only 4 games left. It ain't but so much he can do in 4 games. But if he comes in and learns his offense and helps this team get past the first round of the playoffs, well, goddamn, you done found you a player. If OBJ can't play, we would just be paying for his name, no service, just his name. Yeah. So you didn't paid all this money for a player, and then you got guys coming up next year in a year. How we gonna pay him? Oh, the salary cap. I forgot about that. Forgot about the salary cap. God damn it. We just look at it as, we're just fans, and we so bad want to see the Odell Beckham of yesteryear. This is not the Odell Beckham anymore. Not saying that he can't be. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we don't know. And other teams would laugh at the Dallas Cowboys if we were to sign him right now. Because ain't nobody else doing it. It's stupid. They went and did a physical, and it was like, so what y'all people told us is different than what we said. And I don't think he rehabbed it correctly. Because again, when you play for a team, or if you're on a team's roster, their team staff takes care of you. They're the ones that are checking on you, making sure that you're getting back to health because you have to go through their rehab. If you're not on a team, a current NFL team, that's your money being spent on it. And if you choose not to get the help you need, then here we go. elongated ass ACL injury. What happened to Rashad and his wife? Oh, you mean Rashid? Why they split? I didn't even know. I ain't been around, so I don't know. I didn't see the game Sunday. I'm in Miami, Florida. I was in Miami last weekend. Only saw the last 3 minutes, hoping a channel pick up the game this Sunday. I shouldn't be saying this, but Big J, go on StreamEast.live. You can watch it on your phone. What happened? Who said that? Who said that? I ain't said that. Y'all tripping over cap space when it goes up every year. It does, Choctaw. But do we know exactly how much is going up? And if you're paying, it doesn't matter how much the shit go up. I don't give a shit if it go up 20 mil. If you still paying him money, you still got Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, Terrence Steele, Tony Pollard. Oops. Oh, you about to lose half your team. Oh shit. That 20 mil gonna go away, or that 10 mil gonna be like, oh, you can spend that on 2 people. Shit, that ain't nothing. Well, we'll see. It depends on what the TV contracts got. They sold that shit to Amazon, so Amazon own every goddamn thing. Next thing you know, it's gonna be Amazon. They're gonna turn America. It's not gonna be the United States of America. It's gonna be Amazon America. Shit. They're gonna own the whole damn world. The United States of America is now Amazon America. So you're right, Choctaw. I'll give it to you. We'll go with that. If the TV contracts, and we'll see what the money is like. But still, you're not giving that much of a chunk of your pie to. That's why. That's why. Your boy. What's his name? Shit, I forgot his name. So it's significant right there. Oh, that's why your boy Russell Wilson playing bad. His wife Sierra then threw him a birthday party. Only a quarter of the team came. Then the offensive lineman said, "Fuck it, we suck. We're not blocking for this motherfucker." He made $275 million a year. For what? Get that money back. And then they said in the thing that he got a knot on his forehead. And got a concussion. Oh, poor Russell Wilson. Let's ride to another L. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, you seen that, Lola? Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. That's just ABC and Fox. That Amazon is at $500 million. See, I need to get some stocks in Amazon. To Amazon. Thursday night football. I know, right? Sucks. Last thing before I end the live stream. Let's finally get into the seating. I was like, what'd he do? Right. So it don't look like it looked like no matter how many games we win, it just looked like the Eagles said, damn all of y'all, we're gonna win the division. We're gonna go to the playoffs. That's cool. If the Eagles wanted to win the division, that's fine, as long as the Cowboys go to the playoffs. But if the Giants don't figure this stuff out, they're gonna mess around and not be able to go to the playoffs. But as of right now, it's a high possibility that all 4 teams in the division can go to the playoffs, which is interesting because has that ever happened? I need to look that up. Somebody do some research for me. Find out, has the whole NFC East ever gone to the playoffs at one time? And is that possible? That would mean that like 1 or 2 teams from another division wouldn't have nobody going to the playoffs, correct? Because that would take away. See, they changed the rules in the playoffs. So I don't know what the hell It's like because now only the number one seed gets a bye week, which is really fucking stupid in my opinion. It should be the top two seeds to get it. But whatever. Who am I? Um, you're right now at the fifth seed, right? When you think about it, that ain't bad. Because I think the fifth seed plays. Um, I think we play the seventh seed, something like that. But you would rather stay where you're at, the fifth seed, because you're not playing against the higher tier. You're playing against some of the lower guys, so that actually helps out. Me too. I don't like how they do NFL games on Amazon. I like when games were on TV Thursday nights. Yeah, it would have been nice. Would have been nice. But it is what it is. But yeah, it would probably behoove you to stay right there, pat that fifth seed. That way you can get up in there, get them, get you might get to the NFC title game. And if the Cowboys get to the NFC title game, I'm gonna drink a whole bottle of something. I'm gonna be so drunk, I ain't gonna be able to see straight. I mean, it could be a possibility I'll be at Mark's house. I don't know. I don't know where I'll be. I don't know where I'll be. But that tailgate is coming up, and I got to figure that out because I do have my son that weekend. Mother, sorry, no. um, but yeah, I that fifth seed, I would just go ahead and just stay right there. Stay right there. Uh, you know, it'd be funny if the Eagles did all of this shit, right? The Eagles are what 11-1 right now. No, they're 12-1 because we're 2 games behind them. 12-1. Feel like if they do all of this and they go, we know they're gonna have a first round bye. You know, what if the Eagles lose their first playoff game? They did all that, get to the playoffs, have a whole bye, and then lose. Damn. Then what are we saying about the Eagles then? Nothing. Because if that's the case, then y'all the most hypocritical ass people I ever seen in my life. And on that note, I'm done. Thank you again, y'all, for coming to the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of them. Why y'all timing people out? That person's showing their love for Boss Man Fat. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I know we were up to 50 something people. Now we're down to 25. But I appreciate each and every one of you for coming into the live stream tonight. If you have any last questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put it in the chat box right now so we can talk about it real quick before I end. Just want to give y'all a little time to figure that out. Yeah. How can they still be in first if they lost to us? They would have lost 2 division games. Who you mean? The Eagles beat us the first time. So if we beat them Christmas Eve, oh, that would be a beautiful Christmas present. Just beat the damn Eagles. Yeah, y'all saw Kyler Murray out for the rest of the year. Ooh, stuff getting dangerous out here. Be careful with that leg, Dak. Because we need you. Kid Meg, appreciate you, bro. Um, Dallas will be in top 10 for most cap space, sitting at 375. Ooh, okay. All right, they gonna have the monies. But they lost to Washington. We only lost one division game. Technically, they only lost one division game too, which is currently their only loss. Now, if we beat the Eagles, that's gonna be interesting. Because then that would mean there'll be two. But how would that work if their record is higher? They're doing this whole playoff thing different. So I kind of don't understand what's going to happen until it happens. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it is what it is. Cleveland 3.2 billion. Oh, you know them sorry teams about to have monies, and they about to go out there and they about to draft like a motherfucker, and then they gonna get what team was that? Was that last year or the year before? Where they had like so many draft picks and they didn't know what to do with it. And this is the thing about having so many draft picks. You can have a lot of draft picks, but you're not gonna keep all those players. So does it matter? We should win a division. I don't know how that's gonna be possible though. The Eagles would have to lose. I gotta go look. Let me go do some research on this playoff picture because the fact that they're 2 games ahead of us right now. They're 2 games ahead of us. They have one loss, and that's to the Commanders. Um, so they definitely would have to lose to us Christmas Eve. Right now, as it stands, the next 4 games of the season, well, the last 4 games of the season, Dallas Cowboys play the Jaguars this coming weekend. Then we have the Eagles next the week out. I can't believe Christmas is that next week. God damn. We played the Eagles Christmas Eve, which is the next week. That's crazy that's next week. What the hell? Really? Or am I missing a game? And then it's the Titans after that. Then it's the last game of the season, January 7th, against the uh, Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders, the last game of the season, is going to be here in the DMV. Mark is doing a big tailgate at the game. We will be at the game. Um, like I said, I'll have my son that weekend, so I more than likely will probably have to bring him with me. But I'll figure that out. But I definitely got to figure out because I got to be there. So yeah, I would definitely be live streaming. I'll probably be doing a bunch of videos before the game. So that's gonna be a good one. So y'all come out to that tailgate. I don't give a damn where you live at. Get your tickets, get your flight. All y'all that live in Texas, bring y'all asses to the DMV for the last game of the season. If y'all need to get a group rate for a hotel, hell, y'all can stay somewhere in, I guess, on the Maryland side if you want to stay on the Maryland side, since technically the Commanders Stadium is in Landover, Maryland. You could probably stay somewhere in that Largo, Upper Marlboro area, one of those hotels, or like the Greenbelt area. Or you can go get you a hotel in Alexandria, Virginia, and get you a Lyft or Uber down to the thing, or get you a rental car or something. Or y'all can just do like how people do and just get you a group of fellow Cowboy fans to get an Airbnb together and do it like that. Make it cheap. So, depends on how y'all want to do it. But yeah, Eagles will have to lose 2 division games and an NFC game. They have the head-to-heads. We lost to the Packers. We have to sweep the AFC South to win out. So I told y'all that Packers game is going to come back and haunt us. So we should have won that Packers game. But again, we won the last 4 games straight. and it's hard to win games in this league. The Eagles, I have to give the Eagles the trying not to throw up. I have to give the Eagles their credit. The Eagles have completely balled out this year. They said we are going to go out and get Linville Joseph. We are going to get a lot of defensive linemen to complete our team so we can rush the passer. Now that they did that, we are trying now to retool the Dallas Cowboys team so we can basically beat the Eagles. They're our biggest threat. But I never knew this time in the offseason, I would have never known that the Eagles was going to be at this point where they are right now. Lola, you said don't do it? Okay, I'm a curb it. I'm going to put it back in. You said they still can't stop the run? Yeah, they did all that. Still can't stop the run. Because Linville Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, they're good players, but they're still not what they used to be. So that's where age comes. Even Jonathan Hankins lost a little bit, but Jonathan Hankins seemed like he was doing pretty well with us, so we'll see. No, Dallas is his own biggest threat. Yeah. But again, you got your next 4 games. You got the Jaguars, you got the Eagles, you got the Titans, and you got the Commanders. You damn sure can win out. Even the Eagles. The Eagles is probably going to be your toughest matchup. Ain't no probably. The Eagles is going to be our toughest matchup. But we know the Eagles. They know us. So us playing them is not the same as them playing another team and blowing them out because they're not going to blow us out. If anything, it'd be a high-scoring game on both sides. But because it's, people are against each other. And we know that system of brotherly love they got, that fake ass brotherly love they got going on over there in Philly. It's a lot of hatred up there, especially towards us. Their coach is so cocky. He is. And he's cocky because they are 12-1. So, who would have thought that the Cowboys would have have 10 wins and still not be in contention for the damn NFC title? If you would have told me that in the summertime, I probably would have been like, well, you lying. But you ain't lying. E2, I would love if our Cowboys would draft a wide receiver, Jordan Ascertain, a Tassin. He's from here in Frederick, Maryland. Jordan plays for USC. We'll see. Only Dallas can beat Dallas. I didn't heard that before. Oh, Lola, I know that beat Dallas bullshit shirt, and the Cowboys shoved that shit right down his throat. You know what I feel? I feel like the Eagles need to send out some more clickbait for us to get upset going into that. So it's no mercy. That's gonna be a good ass game. Oh, it's gonna be a good game. But anyway, we got to get through Duval this weekend. So appreciate y'all coming to the live stream tonight. Almost 2 hours on this shit. An hour 48 minutes now. I appreciate you guys engaging with me, coming on the channel, showing me so much love. The 28 people that's in here right now, appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you tell another friend about the channel because I'm getting back into it and doing more. So until next time, y'all, God bless. Good night. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace out, y'all.